why I'm working in this square resolution, 1000 by 1000 pixels, as normally you would go for something more standard like 1920 by 180, which is the resolution of most monitors. But today we're animating something special. Now I want to make it clear, everything we will learn today you can apply to any of your animations regardless of what it is. I just chose this as an example today. So we're going back to the square format. And now let's click OK. Now the square you see is what the program would export if we were to render a video, and in our layer panel you will see we have an animation folder with an animation cell in it and also a paper. Now this may seem like a bit too much, but as someone who spends hours upon hours every day staring at a screen, it's important to take care of our eyes. So I'm going to click on my paper, and in my layer properties panel I will get the option to click this white and change it to an easier on the eyes gray color and click OK. Now right off the bat the program might look different for you. So let me show you where to find anything that I'm clicking if it's not the same for you. For example, the layer property panel. You just have to go to Window, and here they all are. Here's the layer property, for example, but we're looking for something way more important, which is our timeline. So if you're ever missing our animation timeline, here it is. Let's just click it.
Quick overview round 2.
First of all, you can see it is also showing our animation folder and our paper. Yours might be showing a thumbnail. Personally, I turn this off because it gives me more space. By going here to the timeline options and going to thumbnail size and switch it to none. But it's up to you however you want to use it. Now if you started a file without using an animation preset, your timeline might look like this. You can go to this button to create a new timeline, and then in this pop-up you can select the options like the frame rate and the playback time. Next we have the play or stop button for the animation. And next to the playback controls we have the new animation folder and new animation cell buttons. Let's talk about animation folders. First of all, I can draw here, and if I go to another place in my timeline and then click on the new animation cell button, I will create a new cell on my timeline, but also a new layer inside the animation folder. I can then go ahead here, place another one, and let's add another one. And you see I am creating new layers inside my animation folder. But what happens if I create a new layer inside the folder? It's not showing up here. I also have the option to right click on the timeline and select which drawing I want to show. And there we go. Now it does not matter what type of layer you're using here. I could go and create, instead of a new raster layer with this button, a new vector layer with this one. Now I will place my vector layer. And if I keep using the button to create new animation cells, you'll see now the program is creating vector layers. You can see the vector icon here, and the raster layers have none. So the program understands what you're working with. Now, if I wanted to remove any of these drawings, let's say number 3, I don't have to grab it and delete it, because that would leave an empty space. I would just go and click on the delete specified cells button, and it would delete it, but still saving the drawing in here, in case I need a backup. Don't worry, we're gonna dive deeper into the animation folders, but for that I need to show you what we're doing today. So this is my original character, Seraphine. I normally call her Sarah. And if you're wondering why she's wearing a ridiculous hat, well, you're just gonna wait for the next video and you'll get your answer. I want to work on a new profile picture for all my social media, but I wanted to animate it. So what I'm going to do is select some of these drawings and animate the character using the pose to pose method, going from, let's say, this one to this one, finally to this one. I'm going to select my drawings, cut them, and paste them here. Now you will notice here I was working with a vector layer, and you might want to too. Let me just make a copy of this one, and now I will turn the same drawing into a raster layer by right clicking on it and clicking rasterize. This one will be my raster layer. This is my vector layer. So the obvious reason to use a vector layer is if I later have to resize this. Since vectors are point-to-point information, no matter how big you make them, they will never lose any detail whatsoever. But raster, or also known as bitmap layers, are made out of pixels, so they're not looking so hot once you make them bigger. So if you think you might have to resize your drawings, it's a good idea to work with vectors. They also work great if you plan on using the correct line tool without having any artifacts. It allows you to do things like changing the line width however you want, or adding control points and moving them around. I can also use the vector eraser tool, which deletes everything from a point onward. This is very helpful to fix imperfections in your drawing quickly. Okay, I've copied my 3 key poses to this file, each one on a different layer. I could just go to the new animation folder button, drop them in there, and then just right click on the timeline and select each one of the drawings. Oh, let me turn on the opacity. And this would definitely work, but Clip Studio gives us a lot of options to keep our files ordered, and I recommend you take advantage of it. You can go to this button, edit track, and rename all the layers inside of your animation folder, either in a timeline order or in a layer order. And you see, they have been renamed. And also, I will separate certain parts of the character on different folders. This is not mandatory, this is just to make my life easier, since things like the hair tend to lag behind, or the letters in her hat need to stay solid. So all I'm doing is making a selection in the first folder and then cutting and pasting onto the next folder, always respecting the naming convention of 1, 2, and 3 for each of the key poses. Okay, now I have my 3 rough keyframes separated by the base in one animation folder, the hair in another one, the color in another one, and the letters in another one. This in every drawing by using the power of the animation folders. And the good thing about doing this is if, for example, I wanted to change the hair, I could just do a broad selection in the third drawing of the hair animation folder and just change it however I want, and it's not gonna affect the rest. So you might want to do this or not on a case-to-case basis, but I do find it really useful for the rough stage of the animation. Now, speaking of the naming conventions in Clip Studio, let's say I want to create a breakdown between this pose and this pose. So I will go right here in the middle and press the new animation cell button for all of them. You will notice the name that the program is using, 2A. So it's now a number plus a letter. If I were to create another one between those two, it will be 2B. So it continues using the same naming system. This works both for layers that you create by clicking this button, or if you go in here and just create a new layer. We can use just numbers for our keyframes and a number and a letter for our breakdowns. What can we do for in-betweens? Let's say I want to create an in-between between 2A and 2B. If I create a new layer here, it will name it layer 1, but we can help it by naming it 2A1. Let's place it here. And now if I create another in between here, so we can keep our animation on 2s, which is one drawing every 2 frames, it will name it 2A2. So it continues with the naming convention. Again, if I create new layers here, 2A3, 2A4. This might seem unnecessary, but when you start working with more complex scenes and a lot of animation folders, having different characters in the same scene and coloring them, you'll see it starts getting a little confusing of where the key poses are, where are my breakdowns. So I do recommend using this system to your advantage. Okay, too much theory.
Let's get drawing.
Going back to where I only had my first in between, I actually want to go here and show you that between these 2 drawings, her hat, the letters, and the, let's call them metal ears, are exactly the same. So I could just duplicate the drawings that I have already done and delete the parts that I need to change. So we are going to do that. I'm going to open my animation folder, click on the drawing that I will duplicate and drag it onto the new layer button. And see, it's creating a duplicate that's called 1A, and it is the same drawing. If I modify this one, I still have the other one. But the important thing why I want to show you this now is that it is keeping the naming convention. Let's set a blank 1A frame. We can't start animating without introducing our best friend in digital animation, the onion skin tool, which is here in this button, and it will show a ghost of the previous drawing and the next drawing. Now to change the onion skin options, we will go to our timeline menu, which is this button right here, and go to show animation cells, and here they are, the onion skin settings. You can choose how many drawings you wanted to show and which colors you want to use. I recommend you keep this color since most animation software uses the same convention, where blue is the previous drawing and green is the next one. Okay, finally, I'll start animating. We're 12 minutes in. Now, the point of this video was to give you the tools to start animating in Clip Studio Paint if you have never done it. Obviously, there's a lot to cover and we're still not done. I'll still explain what I did, but it will be very brief since the focus in this video is the software. And I'll make other videos where I can do a deep dive into my process and things like animation fundamentals, post-production, and a professional pipeline. Nonetheless, what I'm doing is applying everything that I just taught you and using it to go from one key pose to the next one and thinking, what do I need in the middle? So here, taking advantage of the fact that I can separate the hair from her base features, I can apply a bit of squash and stretch to the breakdowns going from this pose to this one. She first rises a bit, rises before going down. You can see that. But I also can add a couple more breakdowns between those poses to change how she goes up. So you can see I'm dragging some features in her face. The body is already turning. And then when she's going down, we actually overshoot and then settle. So this is the result. So this is more interesting than just going from one pose to the next, adding in-betweens right in the middle. We will do the same from pose 2 to 3. I'll also start defining the animation charts, drawing them outside the canvas, and they are the information that allows me to know where we will have acceleration and deceleration. It is also kind of an in-between guide, since it's telling me the spacing that the in-betweens should have. I know I'm throwing a lot of animation jargon around, but again, we will break it down on our future videos. For now, once I'm happy with my rough animation, we can move on to cleanup. So let's look at what tools Clip Studio offers to make the tie down and cleanup process easier for us. At this point, I am done with my keyframes and breakdowns. I'll change the timeline soon with this button. Let's check what we have. As you can see, it now loops. Now, I was fairly clean with this rough. Let me show you another example, which is this scene from my first short film. And even though it looks this clean in the program, this is the rough animation. So again, the main keyframes, and in this case, I did do some rough in-betweening, which you can also do if you need to test how the animation will look with in-betweens. Now, in a case like this, where I cannot reuse any of this rough, we would have to trace it over in another animation folder. This is what we call the cleanup. Now, I want you to pay close attention to what I'm about to explain, because this is a banger of a tool that Clip Studio offers. I'm going to show you the secret to using animation folders like a professional. This is how we do it in the anime industry, and once I learned it, I just can't go back. I'm going to create a new animation folder, which will be my cleanup. Now, one recommendation I have here to avoid getting your layers panel cluttered is to use this button right here to change the palette color of the folder. You can also do it for individual layers, but this is basically just color coding. So I will do blue for my rough, red for my cleanup. You can pick up the colors that you want. So one way you could start your cleanup is just grab these 3 folders, lower their opacity, and make a new animation cell on the folder we just created, and just basically trace everything. You would be really careful with the line, and in places like this, you would only leave the final line that we can see, so not showing any transparency. Now, you could do this for the entire drawing. Another thing that your cleanup should have is guidelines for your light and shadows, but you cannot do it in the same layer, because otherwise it is impossible to separate it from the actual line, because once you do the shadow fields, these have to be erased, and if you're drawing them in the same layer, it is impossible. So what can we do? Then we create another layer, right? Wrong, because remember, the animation folder can only show one element at a time. So even though I created a second layer, I cannot draw on it. You can see the symbol that I get when I try to. So I would just create several animation folders, each for every pass, right? That could be an option, but there is a better way. And for that, I need to explain how normal folders work inside Clip Studio. So if I went over here and create a new normal folder, just place it here, and I grab these two layers, place them inside the folder. Now I can go onto layer 2. Let's name it shadows. And this one, let's call it line. So in my line layer, I am drawing everything that is the main black line for the character. In my shadows layer, I would draw everything that is the shadows for the character. Probably here, caused by the cap, maybe here, caused by the hair. And see, I can have both. And if I need to turn off my shadow, then I can just do this. But again, I cannot grab these two and put them back into the cleanup folder, because then I can only show either the line or the shadows. If there was only a way to show both at the same time, well, go back, and once they are inside the folder, I will grab that folder and throw it inside the animation folder. And now I can select for my animation folder to show the normal folder. And now I have both, and I can turn off whichever I want. And if I wanted to have more layers here, well, I can just create a new layer and draw on it. But I could start getting confused, right? Maybe I just didn't realize, and I'm drawing in this one layer with a black line. And then when I go turn it off, I realize, oh no, I'm in the wrong layer. Well, I'm going to one-up you with a fail-proof mode we use in the anime industry, so this never ever happens. And for that, we're actually going to turn everything into a black line. I'm going to press Ctrl and U in my keyboard to open a hue and saturation adjustment and turn the luminosity all the way down. I'll do the same with the other layer. And now everything is a black line. Then how can we add color? Well, with this button right here, change layer color. I'm going to click it. And again, the layer property panel, if you can't find it, it's on Window, layer property. Yours might look like this. It doesn't matter if it's not showing the subcolor. I'm going to change this color by clicking on this box to black, because this is my line. For the shadows, I'm going to click the change the layer color button and go with a blue. And for the letters line, again, click here, change it to an orangey yellow. Now what's happening right now, you can see this icon here, is these layers are forced to always draw in this color that I just selected. So I don't even have to pick colors anymore. I'm always going to draw with black. And look at what happens. If I'm in the letters line color, everything I draw will be yellow. If I go to the shadows, everything I draw is going to be blue. And if I click in the line, everything I draw is going to be black. Now this animation folder, I will name correctly. So right now we're working on the third pose. This will be called 3. Now if I want to work on the second one, then again, create a new animation folder, name it 2. Place it over here, and inside of this normal folder, I will create the layers. Now you're not forced to do this every time. You can just make an empty one and just start duplicating it and have it as a backup. So as you can see, this is a great way to work effectively with animation folders. In my case, in this specific animation, I will actually use my rough animation since it's fairly clean, and just duplicate the drawings and drop them into the folders, respecting the naming conventions, and then I'll erase the parts that shouldn't be transparent. And then with that and my spacing charts, I'll start in-betweening. Now when you start using the opacity of the animation folders, your frame rate might get impacted. Well, mine's playing fine, but let's imagine that your program is starting to slow down, because I want to show you what to do in the case you're working with a heavy scene. Just in case, I want to show you about this menu, which is going into animation and playback settings. In here you can choose between prioritizing playing the animation in real time, which means having its timing to be exact even if it has to skip some drawings, or to play all frames, even if the animation has to play a little slower. And here's the real MVP, the render before starting playback button. This will force the program to do a little render no matter what, before actually trying to play the animation. This way, it will always show all frames and also play it at the correct speed. What could happen is it just takes a little longer before it starts. Now with this, and after we've done our cleanup, all that's left is doing our in-betweens. which is basically applying our spacing charts, making new animation folders with the pipeline that I just showed you, and using the onion scheme to check where should I draw my lines, or sometimes just selecting and transforming some of the vector lines to reuse drawings I already made. One tip I can give you when in-betweening is try not to draw right in the middle. I know this sounds counterintuitive, but what I mean is think of what parts are lagging behind and which others are leading the action. So even in the in-betweens, you will end up with more interesting drawings that help the animation flow and remember your squash and stretch. A good animation pipeline should solve all the problems of the production of the specific scene beforehand, so when you get to this point, which is in-betweening, it's just basically filling in the blanks of the blueprint that you've set. Once we're done with this, we can move on to coloring. For this, I will create a folder, I'll call it color base, and inside of it, I'll start adding all the different animation folders we will need, each for a different color piece. To do this, you will need to create raster layers, since vectors cannot be used with the fill tool, also known as the bucket tool. Now I will set all my empty raster layers in the timeline and then start duplicating this empty animation folder, which is an easier way to get all the folders that I need. I will also save it with the name backup to have it ready just in case I need to duplicate an extra copy. Now, are you forced to do it this way? Not at all. Actually, in normal productions, you wouldn't do it this way because obviously it takes more time. I do it because it gives me more control later on when it comes to post-production. But it is completely fine if you just make one animation folder and fill all the colors in there. Afterwards, it's just a matter of filling in with the bucket tool, just being careful on which animation folder you are. A couple of tips I can give you with my fill tool is to turn on the close gap function so the color doesn't escape, and also the area scaling. So when you use it, it feels a little extra that will help cover those tiny little pixels that sometimes programs leave unpainted. That way you don't get any transparency where you don't need to. All that's left is filling in each one of the colors, one by one. This is a process that you can perfectly delegate, meaning asking someone else for help, since it's a process that doesn't need for them to be able to draw. And then you can use that extra time to focus on other aspects of the production or even other scenes. I also recommend using the sub view tool to set a reference where you can color pick each of the tones that you need. Once we have filled each animation folder with its respective color, we are ready for post-production. Guys, this is a topic that is dear and close to my heart because I love the stories that you can tell with lighting and color. And I'm making an entire video just focused on post-production for animation. So in this video, since the focus is giving you the tools to start animating with Clip Studio, I will just give you the highlights. But be sure to check out the other video later on when it's posted. Okay, first of all, the order of the layers matters a lot. One of the things I did is having the pupil color, which is this red, and the eye highlights to be on top of the line. You can see it by the color of each animation folder. Things like highlights or anything that has to do with a light look better when they are on top of the line, because then they either change their color or just cover it completely. If I had the highlight under the line, it wouldn't work well. If we go to this option right here, we can play with the blending modes, which is a way to mix the colors of one animation folder, or for that matter, any element in Clip Studio, with another. So I'm going to use the multiply blending mode for the shadows, and you can see the effect it gives. I can also lower the opacity so it's not that overbearing, but now the shadow is working on top of the character. There are also blending modes that can help for highlights, for example, to make it look brighter. Blending modes are an incredibly powerful tool and just so much fun to play with. Also, you can scroll through them using your mouse wheel. Bet you didn't know that. When using them, I do recommend having in mind what you want to get out of it. You can right click on the layer panel and go to new correction layer and select any adjustment layer that you want. I will select a hue and saturation one, and this is changing everything that's underneath it. But you can go to the clip to layer below button, which is this one, to make it affect only the layer that is below. Hence why I separate different pieces colors in different animation folders. You can use the same clip to layer below button to, for example, paint a texture for the golden letters. By the way, they are golden. And then just clip it to the layer with the color of the text. And with that, I can get away with some easy texturing into the animation. This is something I use a lot. For example, I did the same with the blue gradient on her hair. It's just a blue gradient clipped to the pink hair layer. Finally, let's talk about another type of animation you can do inside of Clip Studio. We're gonna switch to this scene where I have this tiny animation of a character looking towards the camera, and you can see it's all done in Clip Studio. But can we do a camera movement too? The answer is yes, of course. I'll just go to my background image, which is this one right here. And now click on this button, the Enable Keyframes on this layer button. What this does is allow me to set keyframes in all transform properties of this layer. So this is scale, position, rotation, and even opacity. But let's focus on those three first, which are the most important for any interpolation in animation. So here's the option that tells us what type of interpolation we are creating. Hold means there will be no change from one keyframe to the other, it will just show the keyframe. Linear means it has no acceleration or deceleration, as the spacing will be totally even. And finally, the smooth interpolation, which is the most common, has acceleration and deceleration. So I'm going to the start of the scene, click here, and with the operation tool and the object mode, I have selected the background layer, and I will set a keyframe to all of these proportions. So position, scale, and rotation. Now I will move further down the animation, like here, and change the position to, let's say, 800 pixels to the right, maybe 900 even. And now if I scroll back, it has been animated. If you'd like to modify the curves of acceleration and deceleration, this button right here is the graph editor, which will change the view to this, and here you can play with the tangents. I can turn this button, the Enable Keyframes on this layer button, on and off whenever I want. And even though it returns to its original position, it will not forget the keyframes. And like I just teased, we can also animate opacity to generate effects like this. The lighting is changing. This is because I set different sets of layers. You can see them here. Some of them are turning off, others are turning on, and it creates a change of lighting. That is super helpful if you want to animate something like this. Or any change of color basically. I use this interpolation on her hair's blue gradient. Like I said, it's just one drawing that is clipped onto the pink hair base animation folder, and I animate it so it follows as the head moves up and down, so it doesn't feel like the blue part is fading away. Okay, let's talk about exporting options. First we will go to File, Export Animation, and here we have the options. If this is your final stop when it comes to this animation, you can either export as a GIF, I will just call it GIF, or a movie, which is a video. Let's start with the video. It will open this export window where you can see I've been saving the process. We can call this Final CSV Render, and you can either save it as AVI or MP4. I highly recommend MP4, and just click Save. Here are the options for your scaling settings and your frame rate. It will always start with the default size and the default frame rate. I wouldn't change anything here unless you need to, and click OK. Now the program will export and we will have an animation. And here we have our animation. She's alive. We can also export it as an animated GIF. And for this, it will open the Save As window first. So we will call it Log Animation. And now we get the exporting options. It will always default to a size around 500 pixels, but you can make it bigger or smaller depending on what you want. Sadly, since this is for social media, this is like, super small. Well, I guess you saw it in this video, so. But yeah, this is for a profile picture, so it's gonna be like 100 pixels. Also, keep dithering on if you have gradients, otherwise they're gonna look like doo-doo. The export range and your frame rate are already set, and you can also set the loop count to a certain number of loops, but for most GIFs we will want them to loop infinitely. We click OK. And here it is! Oh my god, it's so small! But it actually works quite well. Our final exporting option, in case you want to do the post-production in another software, is this one. Export Animation, Image Sequence. When you're going to post-produce animation, I always recommend you export a PNG sequence, which you can choose here. I will turn off every layer except the one I want to export before doing this. So let me cancel, turn off all the color, this too, and just leave the line art for the animation. And I will even turn off the paper. Because another advantage of PNG is it retains transparency. And you can see this is transparent by the gray and white squares. So export animation, image sequence, and I will call this Sarah line. And you can see you have a separator, which is what will be between the sequence number and the name. It could be a lowercase, it could be a dash. I recommend you leave it like this. And the starting number, if you want to export it starting in 1, well, you will just change it here. I don't mind it starting at 0. Here's the type. The output frame is what you wanted to export. You can choose between the output frame or the entire canvas if you want the extra canvas space to also render. For me, I want just the actual output frame. And again, the frame export, which is the range and the frame rate. We'll leave it as is and just click OK. And you would repeat this for every single animation folder to export it as an image sequence that you can edit on another software. And here it is, guys. You can barely see it. I will have to double click and open it. It's still pretty hard to see because I have dark mode on, but hopefully you can see it. It's just, since it's transparent, it looks so dark. And with this, guys, this is the final result. Again, a post-production video is coming your way. Guys, I worked stupidly hard on this video, I hope you can tell. So if you like it, you know what to do. I can't wait to see what you will create using this. And remember, every line you draw, you are one line closer to your dream. Catch you later, guys.
Okay, I'm not something you should take stock advice from, but if you like, a good time to buy is like during an actual crash.
No, I know, but what if it keeps going down? How?
Well,
That's why I'm asking, because maybe it will.
all right, well, ask when it does.
Wow. Sorry, Jeffels. Sorry for making you check the news, dude.
Yo,
It will never happen
is
again,
news,
man.
so-
No, I swear. It's never happen again.
No, it is news.
Okay, me back. Give me one moment. Sorry, I was like dealing with some other thing in the middle of like all, and people just being mean and toxic when I was just asking some questions. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, very, very mean.
Memes. Everyone loves them.
Okay, let's work on our drawing again. Finish this up. That's why I brought chopsticks. Okay. So I wanted to try Oh, okay. Interesting. What's a hotkey for this? Oh, you, okay. What is going on? What the heck? Are we bugged? Oh. Why? I don't... wonder if it's glitching. Let me just reload the program. Really hard to see my cursor. This takes longer. Dog Channel, how are you doing? You know, way to see this better. The colors just throwing it off. it's better with. Just draw it. What the heck? Oh, that's weird. Okay. Well, I don't know how I said, if that's how I'm supposed to say it, but hi. How are you doing? Oh, thank you. Let me show you what it all looks like. I'm just working on this right now. I don't know if this is how I want it to look completely, but we'll see. I'm just trying some stuff out right now. Cart? Oh my gosh. How you doing, Slick? Gonna work for 5 minutes. I'm a little bit EP, but we got a lot of learning to do. I don't know this program very well. Okay, so that's aha. That's what I wanted. Learning new controls. What is it now? Oh, it's already 1. No way. I redeemed the site early access code thing, but it wasn't very clear how to do it. So when I went to ask on the Discord, I was just trying to ask for clarification because people are like, oh, it's just here. It's like, can you show me where here is? And no one could show me. It's so dumb. It's like they're just assuming shit. I'm like, bro, come on now. And then one other person was like, can you drop it? I was like, can you just stop reacting to me then? Like, I'm legitimately asking a legitimate question. There's no hidden meaning. There's no hidden words. Everything's there. But yeah, we're all toxic, we're all weird people. I don't want to... when this game comes out... It's on early access at the moment on Steam. But when this game actually comes out, like, I'm fine to play it. But I don't want to be part of the community following it. Not with those kind of toxic people in it. It's not worth it. What's even worse, it's not even a PvP game. It's not even PvP. So if you guys know Patapon has a successor finally from the same developers. I say finally, but it's still kind of in production. And it still is. They just released early access today. And I haven't played it yet. They don't want us to stream it. They don't want us to post anything on socials about it. Which is kind of weird, because like, if people are playing the early access, they would be streaming it, you'd think, or like all the other stuff. So it seems real weird to suddenly be like, no, not allowed to stream this, but we have it on early access on Steam so the general public can stream it. I don't know. I don't understand. You're following a game going into early access today too? Goblin Cleanup. Oh, what's that about? Oh shit. Okay, I see. I see where I messed up here. Oh, hello. That explains why I drew that. Okay. So instead of being the adventure going through the dungeon, you're a goblin hired to clean it up in between adventures. Oh, it's also by Team I7. Okay. And it's multiplayer? Oh wow, okay. Let me add this. Where's... Is it this one? No, I don't want to add to cart. I just want to add it to a wish list. Oh, you know what? Let me just bring it up on Steam. Yeah, 1 to 4 people. Oh, okay, cool. Maybe that could be worth. Hey Maka, how you doing? Hi Straight. It is what it is. We're not really... We're like pretty new on YouTube. YouTube's new, so... We're usually on the purple site. Doing good? Heck yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, Steam. Alright. Goblin cleanup.
Peggy 16.
Can I just say we are all baddies though?
Oh,
Similar to games you played, Risk of Rain 2 and Phasmophobia? How is it like either of those? That's too funny. Add to wish list. I think I'm gonna show this to... You guys happy for your excited about your pre-Friday? Your pre-weekend. Wait. Yeah, pre-weekend. Sunday for you. Demo dropped 2 years ago during Gamescom. He played with None Good Left and a couple of members of his community. Oh, how is he doing? I've not seen him in a while. He never drops by here, so I want him to see him unless I remember that he's around. I don't know, so many people start and stop streaming, so it's hard for me to keep track. I need to close this. Brian, let's got us Acosta. Sorry, Acosta. I got it. How are you all doing? He's doing alright, but not for a couple of days. It's streaming Dune and Hell. Yo! We've been playing a lot of Helldivers too. Off stream though, because that's my relaxy time. I kind of want to get back into it, but Helldivers is a lot. What part is a lot? I just have a. I think it's because I have a solid group that I play with at the moment, so it's a little different. For you, the social aspect under fire gets interesting when communication is essential. Rivals you can manage, goblin cleanup is cozy. Yeah, I feel like goblin cleanup's gonna be good for the what do you call it? Collab streams. Oh, excuse me, everybody. It's been a morning. It's been pretty busy. Helldivers invokes emotions you don't want. Oh? Do you get like angry? That might be like me in fighting games. You do can handle dying, but playing with randos, people are not always that smart. You might not want to play with me. I'm pretty chaotic when it comes to that game. Lo-fi the Diablo soundtrack. It's Lo-fi of Final Fantasy. I wonder if there is. Hang on, is there Diablo Lo-fi? Should we have a look? Diablo Lo-fi. We can always come back, it's okay. Oh, there is a Diablo Lo-fi. It's not a radio though. Let's have a listen. You change the music, why? You want me to change it back to the Final Fantasy stuff? Don't make the shape. Okay, let's try that. Okay, give me. What is it? Take the same beat over and over. I think the Diablo lo-fi people need to work on their lo-fi. So everything has been lo-fied by now, except for new songs, probably. And how to animate while you're watching? Oh, you're all totally fine. One of the biggest things I would say though is if you're animating, don't listen to music while you animate, because you'll end up animating to the beat of the music you're listening to. It's all within the Animator's Survival Guide. If you have not read that before, I highly recommend. I wonder why sometimes, like, I don't know, it's weird hotkey things. Oh my gosh. I thought a different song was gonna play for a second there. That's too funny. What animation applications do I recommend? That's a good question. As I'm using Clip Studio Paint for the first time with their animation stuff, but I did traditional like pencil and paper animation a long time ago, because it was something that we could study back then. Back way when. But when it comes to programs and all that stuff, the best advice is just use whatever program you want to and master that program. Unless another program actually gives you something that is like a massive necessity to you that another program doesn't have, and your workflow and everything depends on that type of efficiency, literally just pick a program and master it. The reason why I've been changing programs recently is because I don't want to pay for a subscription to use the things I want to use. So I'm learning how to use Clip Studio Paint while drawing in this. But all your like drawing and animation fundamentals and everything else like is super transferable. The program just helps you expedite it faster or better. Here, I'll take a little hand break so I don't wreck my wrists. Yeah, we tried Clip Studio Paint for the first time the other day. Was that yesterday? Let me check the recordings. Yeah, okay, it was literally yesterday. I think. Yeah. Or is it the day before? No, yeah, it was the day before. So Tuesday? Did I take a break on Monday? Hang on. I don't know what the days are anymore. How do I find it out? see my past podcasts on here? Oh, schedule. Here we go. Okay, yeah. So Monday morning, I took a break because we just did the 24-hour stream over the weekend from Friday to Saturday. So Sunday plus Monday morning was my quote-unquote break, but I think we were busy editing that day during that time. Oh, huh? Oh wait, maybe I didn't publish them, that's why. Okay, yeah, there we go. Missing this one, missing this one. Here we go. Yeah, so we started learning Clip Studio Paint this week on Tuesday. Maybe it could be worth trying that. Let me grab. Where is it? This? Oh. This one? Can I? Ah. Oh. Huh? Oh, I lost it. Huh? Wait. Okay, I think it's fine. Oh, wait. No? I draw so cute. Thank you. Yeah, it's me and the Mutters, the Mutter Fluffers. It's one of us. Oopsies. Okay. Oh, there's not really a. Okay. Good to know. I have to like manually do it like this. There we go. It's me and you guys. Look, you guys are everywhere. I'm holding one of you. Don't know which one. Maybe whatever moderators. Or it could be you. No, Cronus, how are you doing? Sorry, I just seen a message. Apologies. It's you. So Laya, welcome on in. It's good to see you. I'm doing my best to read the chats on the red site. Sometimes it's a bit hard for me to catch them because I'm still getting used to where the chat box is. Okay, let's stretch my fingies before I cause irreversible damage. I know they always. I remember they always tell us, do you stretch your hands, blah blah blah, and people are like, yeah, whatever. But no, like actually, it's a very good reason for it. Because I used to draw for like hours on end. A different kind of drawing, but for work. And I didn't stretch my hands and wrists and arms enough, which has caused me to be very limited in the amount of time I can draw for, which is really annoying. So I'm trying to make sure we keep our hands and wrists healthy as we can. Oh, let me check something. Sorry, I'm waiting for a package today. Drawing for work a long time ago. Now I do other stuff for work when there is work. But right now we just stream full time till we pick up another contract. My industry is not very good right now. That doesn't even tell me who's delivering today. Interesting. But yeah, work drawing is not the same as this kind of drawing at all. It's totally different. I guess maybe you could technically say I draw this stuff for work and the client is me. Lexi, hello! How are you doing today? It's good to see you. Surely draw the other way. Wow, well, you're fine, yay. It's good to hear. What happened? What do you mean? Right, I want to make these softer. No worries. What is your first language? I don't know any Turkish, but I do. We do have a friend who lives in Turkey right now. I think. Yeah, I remember he moved to Turkey with his wife. That's so interesting. What are the grainy things? Oh, it's just a placement coloring. Yeah, it's just a placement coloring, so I know where everything is, like roughly blocked out. How is it? Oh, we have, cause I'm new to YouTube. I'm new to YouTube. I haven't really advertised it much. Thank you. We sing as well every Monday to Friday. So in about 1:42. In about 6 hours, we'll be back with some singing. Am I drawing my OC? Yeah, it's my character right here. She looks very different to her original concept. I'm just drawing her like this for now until we finalize a proper concept for her. But yeah, this piece is gonna take me a while. just want to see how this looks like. That's weird. I like it. Ouch. What other... Oh, wait, sorry. I already did that. puppy dog. Wait, what is the time? It's not a lot of barkings. Maybe it's okay. Okay, let me go see what's going on with the dogs there. I wonder if there's like history color picking. Let me be right back on. I'll open this. There was a reason for the dog to bark. And Jupiter is barking because there was a package. All right. How do I find? Color history. Ah, nice. hydrate. Still gotta finish my coffee. Tindies! When you were streaming! How are you doing? How is your stream? It's good to see you. Hello readers, my name is Chi and we're just working on an illustration today. It's an illustration that's going to take me quite a long time. Got a lot of work to do on this. And I'm trying to learn a new program at the same time. Tinkies, what were you streaming today? Hey, comrade, how are you doing? Let's do the thingy. Jerenico, hello! Welcome on in. Oh, you're playing Minecraft? Wow, I can English. Hi! This is where we're at the moment. Doing some line work, nothing too crazy. Let me just get rid of this, and this. Alright, maybe not this one. Can kind of go see what we're going for here. Ah, you're totally fine. It takes me time as well, because I find I just still have to like end the stream on OBS and everything else. This just reminds me of how long my freaking hair is. This one is your favorite so far? Thank you. This illustration I'm working on right now for myself is for our splash images. But you can see the concept on... I think I've posted it on Twitter, like I uploaded it on Twitter, it's uploaded on YouTube right now, it's uploaded on Twitch for the rough one, but it's not complete, we've got a long way to go. Playing some Minecraft over on the server, heck yeah, let's go. You're about to start, are you playing Marvel Rivals today? Gotta get to Lord on Thor's today. Oh, okay. Nice, nice. Oh, excuse me. I guess we're getting close to our limit time anyway. It's not so bad. Oh yeah, we finished the throne image. For the panels, so that's on Discord. Not Discord. That's on the Twitch panels already. You're needing to catch up on it. Oh no, you're totally good. I definitely need to take a nap soon. I know I got some packages coming, so I'll have to wake up for those, and we'll have to do an unboxing record. At least not maybe videos, but I need to record the unboxings just in case there's QC issues. Me sleepy? Always. I'm always sleepy. It's the music maybe. I want to change the music. I wonder if the music's making me EP. Let's go. Try this. Oh, this one. This one's a radio. Yo, staying my love, Chi. Glad to catch you before in the stream. Oh, yo, thank you for choosing to rate me at the hundreds of millions and thousands of people on Twitch today, though. I really appreciate it. stop color picking. Don't want it to color pick. Maybe I need to stretch. let me stretch a little bit. she's barking. That's weird. I wonder if she just hears the neighbors or something. like I should call it here. My body is hurting. You could have drawn for quite a bit today. Let's see who's on. Clarice is on today. So maybe we're going for some music. Alright, everybody, thank you so much for joining me this morning for your pre weekend. Yeah, we're gonna go relax and some stuff. Do some stretches, but for now, have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for being here. Remember, you're enough. And I'll be back for singing practice in like 5 hours. So see you guys soon, okay? Bye.